How's it going, people of the multiverse? Longer hair is... I like it, but it's also annoying. Welcome to a video that I've heard about this before, but now it's really come out into the open. And is this surprising to me? Not necessarily. But is it also a reason for worry for fans? I understand why people are kind of freaking out about this right now on the internet. And you may be wondering, what the hell am I talking about? Well, you probably guessed it through the title. Well, yeah, Ta-Nehisi Coates, I hope I pronounced that correctly, is to write an upcoming Superman film from DC and Warner Brothers. But that's not the only interesting news with this. Apparently they have the intent to cast this Superman as black, but we'll get into those details a little bit later. But before I get into why people are freaking out about this, why some people are game for it but kind of concerned, let's talk about what we know, the reported facts that is, and then, trust me, we'll dive deep into that and then what I think about all of this. So this is coming exclusively from Shadow and Act, but it's being echoed everywhere now. The Hollywood Reporter has added some information to that, which is what I'll get to with what I just teased. But anyway, Shadow and Act has learned exclusively from studio sources that Ta-Nehisi Coates is writing an upcoming Superman feature film from DC Films and Warner Brothers Pictures. The film is very early into the development process with no start or release date targeted. J.J. Abrams will produce the feature under his Bad Robot shingle, and Hannah Minghella will serve as producer. Now they go on to say that we're hearing there is no director attached as of yet, and plot details remain under wraps. Additionally, the search for an actor to play Kal-El/Superman hasn't started yet. Now this is what the writer Ta-Nehisi Coates had to say about this. To be invited into the DC Extended Universe by Warner Brothers, DC Films and Bad Robot is an honor. I look forward to meaningfully adding to the legacy of America's most iconic mythic hero. Now what did J.J. Abrams have to say about this? There is a new, powerful and moving Superman story yet to be told. We couldn't be more thrilled to be working with the brilliant Mr. Coates to help bring that story to the big screen, and we are beyond thankful to the team at Warner Brothers for the opportunity. Tony Emmerich, the chairman of the Warner Brothers Pictures Group, had this to say: Ta-Nehisi Coates' Between the World and Me opened a window and changed the way many of us see the world. We're confident that his take on Superman will give fans a new and exciting way to see the Man of Steel. So that's the main chunk from where this story broke. That's all very legitimate news, very legitimate statements. This is happening. But there is additional news to this, because this original article did not talk about the casting of the actual actor in mind. So Boris Kitt, writer of The Hollywood Reporter, said this: will audiences be introduced to a black Superman? That is the intent, and something that the studio has been trying to find a way in for months, if not a year or two, according to sources. Michael B. Jordan even tried to develop a black Superman project when he first arrived to the studio with his deal in 2019, but that did not go very far at the time, according to sources. It is possible that the studio could return to him to star down the line. Now let's break down how people are feeling. I'm sure you kind of already know, because I mean, at the end of the day, everyone who's watching this right now and listening to me say these words are going to feel different things about this. But also, it might not be as bad as some people think. For those who think this is great, they might get the best of both worlds with Cavill and stuff, but let me explain all that. So as you can imagine, initially with this news, even though plenty are game for this, as I said, plenty are also concerned, or worried should I say, because they've always wanted to see Henry Cavill in the suit again for another movie, despite obviously having Man of Steel and then Batman vs Superman. We've kind of always craved that true Man of Steel. Like, trust me, I know Batman vs Superman is the continued story, but like a true solo Superman film with Henry Cavill. Now, in my opinion, just to add to all of this, to chuck it in there amongst all of that crowd chatter on the internet, I do agree with that, because Henry Cavill is really Superman to me, but it doesn't belong to one man, in my opinion. For example, you may see on my channel that I cover Superman and Lois. So many people are loving Tyler Hoechlin's Superman and Lois Episode 1. The point is, there can be more than one, but the apprehension and concern here, at the bottom line, the reason why I have to revisit this is because they're worried this is going to push Cavill out and not ever give an opportunity for him to put back on the cape again and continue his story. Because sure, we had Man of Steel, which was a solo movie, we got Batman vs Superman, but I feel like we still haven't had that opportunity for Cavill to have a lot of his... That sounds so stupid, hearing myself say that out loud, because he's had his own solo movie. But I feel like, given another solo movie, we'd have that Superman story fleshed out so much more, and that's why people are like, oh my god, this has been, we're not getting that. However, let me say this to hopefully reassure some of you. I can't guarantee this, obviously. I'm above 50% with it, let me put it that way. This doesn't mean we won't see Henry Cavill as Superman again. Now you may be thinking, what the hell are you on about? Like, isn't this obvious that we're not going to, because we're getting a new Superman, a new black Superman? Well, why? Because, well, let me start with Flashpoint. Now, more than ever, Warner Brothers and DC is really trying to branch out, having multiple versions of the same characters, not being beholden to what they were initially doing with the Snyderverse or the DC Cinematic Universe, trying to catch up with Marvel all of those years ago. We can tell with films like Joker and this, that, and the other that they don't mind doing these solo things now, or separate pocket universes, to make sure they just have a good movie, whilst also maintaining the Aquaman, Wonder Woman's, Shazam's of the DC Cinematic Universe. This has been their chosen path for quite some time now, and Flashpoint is really going to change things compared to that of what the DCEU started off as. I mean, think about it. We literally have one Batman as Robert Pattinson. We have another Batman coming into Flashpoint, Michael Keaton. And then we have Ben Affleck's Batman. Technically, yes, it's the Snyder Cut Batman, but you know what I mean. 3 Batmen. So you can see how, yes, we are getting a black Superman, most likely a black Superman, and this movie is most likely definitely happening from those statements I read out. But does that mean they can't do another Superman movie? No, it doesn't. But I do understand how it kind of casts the shadow on Henry Cavill a bit. It's like, well, if they're investing in this Superman and they have a Superman TV show, are they really going to do a Man of Steel sequel, like proper sequel that is? I get that. It is a bit like, oh no, what if they don't? I'm gonna choose to remain optimistic about seeing Henry Cavill continue that role. I mean, for example, we're getting Black Adam, and Henry Cavill and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson have wanted to act together as those characters. That doesn't mean, I know that's not great evidence, but it just doesn't mean that it's over. It's over when it is over, but don't jump the gun. It does seem likely that Warner Brothers is thinking, hey, it doesn't matter if we have multiple characters, so yeah, maybe we will give you a Henry Cavill Superman movie in the future, but it's not right now. But some people are going even as far to say that maybe this is, if you guys remember and you've been following my the Batman update videos, if you are new here or if you don't know this, in the set photos, there are Gotham newspapers, and in one of the little clip recordings, it was more than abundantly obvious that there's a Superman in this world. Not only were there people dressing up at Halloween in Gotham as Superman and Wonder Woman, but there was a literal story. If I paraphrase it in my head, it's like, you know who flew in and saved the bus full of kids or something like that. It was very obviously Superman, so now people are thinking, oh, what if the new black Superman could be the Superman connected to the Matt Reeves, the Batman universe? Now, before saying that's ludicrous and completely dismissing it, let's play devil's advocate here. You could say that because it has been stated before to literally have multiple projects with the intent to launch a new Batman universe across multiple platforms. The first project being the Gotham Central / Gotham PD series. Now, I do think Reeves really does have his own little tent set up over there, and everyone else has got their tents over here. I think they're leaving that to him. Don't get me wrong, I believe the multiple projects thing, Gotham PD is the first pillar of those projects. But to have a Superman in that world, I think that's jumping the gun a bit. Just like, we haven't even got Robert Pattinson yet in the movie. So I think this could be J.J. Abrams'-esque Justice League Dark Universe-y approach. I'm not saying it's in that universe, but like, he's getting his own playground, similar to Matt Reeves. I don't think this is going to even replace the Henry Cavill Superman. Remember, Flashpoint. Flashpoint is going to establish how the DC Cinematic Universe is just a universe. That is what it is. And now the new method going forward is, sure, we're going to see Shazam, Fury of the Gods. Sure, we might see another Wonder Woman. Sure, we're going to see this, that, from that universe that was meant to be this main overarching kind of MCU type thing, right? But that didn't work. We know that. Now, they're playing to their strengths, and they're giving different playgrounds to different productions and directors, and I think that is the approach. So if that is the approach, like true to it, that means Henry Cavill should be able to play Superman again. But you could argue with Flashpoint, they might make Superman a new Superman. But I don't think they would do that. I think they're going to keep that continuity, keep that Ben Affleck Batman, keep that Amy Adams Lois Lane. Like, all of that continues, and it can be revisited upon. But quite simply, there is new opportunities for another film. But yeah, I totally get the panic. If you have watched to this part of the video, instead of like impulsively commenting, like some people do, I understand it. You might see the more rational side of like, oh, okay, I get it. But if they do this, I'm not going to be so happy because Henry deserves more, or I have nothing against them doing a new Superman, a black Superman, but I still wanted to see Henry, but I would be looking forward to seeing this black Superman and what story they could tell. I understand that as well. It's quite a weird situation. There's not a whole bunch of clarity or transparency with their future plans with Superman. It's a bit of a mess. It really is, to be honest. As for my personal take, I don't know really where I land. Like, I'm one of those people who, kind of what I just said, I'm game for this, but I want to also see a movie with Henry Cavill Superman. If I get both my eggs and I get to keep it, so to speak, I'll be happy, I suppose. Why not have more? You know, I'm happy with Superman Lois. Screw it. J.J. Abrams, give me another one. But what do I think of J.J. Abrams producing? He isn't directing, however. You know, at least he's not directing. I like J.J. Abrams, but I feel like if you want a good Superman movie with this new blank canvas approach or whatever, with a good story to tell on, you know, the writer, I have a lot of faith in that as well. But, you know, J.J. Abrams, I'm not flacking his films completely. It's just, I feel like they're always too safe. They are flawed in areas, and I kind of want a near flawless Superman film. So I know he's producing, but he's not going to be like completely like directing it kind of thing. As I said, I like J.J. Abrams' movies, a lot of them, but he wouldn't be my pick to have complete control over a new Superman title. But maybe he would be for you. But who would you like to see direct this? Are you happy with the writer? What are your thoughts on a black Superman? Are you game for it like me? But also, as long as we hopefully still see the Man of Steel's story. Anyway though, everyone, like this video if you did enjoy it. I know it was a bit of a long blabbery one, but I wanted to make sure I covered all the bases. I can't speak right now. Don't forget to check out my WandaVision episode 8 breakdown video. I go quite deep into that. It was a crazy episode. And don't forget to subscribe for more coverage and updates just like this. But check out the top pinned comment with links to my Twitter, Instagram, Patreon. There's a join button. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day. And I'll see you Kryptonians in the next video. Goodbye.